this is Gary Don Thacker, and right now, since we have Season 2 of The Rings of Power, and the upcoming War of the Rohirrim, I thought now was as good a time as any to make a video essay on Lord of the Rings. Now, of course, there are dozens of things in this trilogy that I could make into a video essay, but I ultimately decided to make a video essay on my favorite Lord of the Rings character, Gollum, and or Smeagol, whichever you prefer, and why, even though he's one of the most praised characters in all of fiction, he's majorly overlooked. How is that possible, you may ask? Well, that's why this video exists. Now, I think everybody watching this video knows who Gollum is. He's one of the most popular characters of all time, and a big reason as to why he's so famous is because of how groundbreaking Gollum was. At the time of the Rings trilogy, 2001, 2002, and 2003 to be exact, computer-generated effects had really only been used in films for around a decade, getting their big first push with Jurassic Park. Now, motion capture in itself isn't new. It's actually been around since the 1910s. But of course, that was only a former shell of what it would eventually become. Now, the first big motion capture performance can sadly be credited to Jar Jar Binks in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Although this was very early motion capture, and nothing like how it would be just a few years later, but still motion capture nonetheless. But the first mainstream big motion capture character that catapulted motion capture into becoming more known and respected was Gollum.
Master's my friend. You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you. Not listening. Not listening.
Played by the amazing Andy Serkis. People immediately fell in love with this character, and ever since people first laid their eyes on Gollum, the technical marvel that is Gollum has been talked about so much that if it was a knife, it would be dull. And I mean for good reason. Gollum was and still is a technical marvel. Hours upon hours upon hours went into turning Andy Serkis into Gollum. And Andy Serkis spent hours and hours and hours bringing Gollum to life. Gollum really is one of the most impressive things to ever come out of film. And of course, I'm very glad that people acknowledge this side of what makes Gollum such an amazing character. But from what I've seen, I don't see a lot of people talk about the other side of Gollum. The other side that makes him such a great character. The character itself. Gollum might be the best example of a complex character, because so many emotions are felt because of Gollum. Now, of course, all characters do this, but I'm always surprised by just how many emotions Gollum can make you feel at the exact same time. You can be scared, sympathetic, sad, angry.
We lose, shut up!
And a lot of these are at the exact same time. I'll use the real scene from The Hobbit as an example. So many different emotions are caused by Gollum in this one scene. Scared? I'm honestly a bit scared at Gollum at points. The way Gollum speaks, moves, and looks is just kinda disturbing. And sometimes really just creeps me out. Sympathetic and sad. This is definitely the most felt emotion for Gollum, as most of the time, he's desperately trying to get back the One Ring. And in the riddle scene, the very second Gollum realizes he's lost the One Ring, he devolves into basically a drug addict, dying to get his fix. It's honestly really sad, but also to me is very suspenseful, because the more angry Gollum gets, the more scared of Gollum I am. But then towards the end of the scene, he's very sympathetic. When Bilbo puts on the One Ring, causing him to disappear, we see Gollum not knowing what to do. He just kind of sits and sulks. You feel very sympathetic for Gollum, when just a few seconds ago, you were just scared of him. Angry. A large amount of the emotions I feel for Gollum is anger. I feel angry at Gollum because he just can't get over the One Ring, and to the lengths he goes to try and get it back. I mainly feel this during the climax of Return of the King, when Gollum is making Sam and Frodo's trek to Mount Doom so much more harder and deadly. I mean, he hits Sam with a rock in the back of the head, he straight up bites off Frodo's finger. Everyone hates Gollum at this moment, but then Gollum gets the One Ring back, and you feel so bad for him, because you know that he just can't help it. You're sympathetic for him, you're angry at him, not to mention him falling into lava. It's sad seeing Gollum die, but also a relief, because you know that he's now in peace, no longer tortured by the One Ring. Gollum is such an amazing character. For all of these reasons and more, the original books, the writing, Andy Serkis, the motion capture, all of it came together to make one of the best characters of all time. I hope this video makes people appreciate the actual character of Gollum, and not just how he was made. Also, if you end up enjoying this video, then consider liking and subscribing, and join the subreddit and the Discord server. Bye guys for now! Bye bye, Scaron Thacker!